Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Miami at Exchange, an ETF experience where we're meeting with the top thought leaders and innovators in the ETF space. Joining me for this segment, we have Barksdale, Head of Portfolio Construction and Analytics over at Vanguard to discuss helping financial advisors better understand allocation trends. Ryan, it's great to see you in Miami. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. It's great to be here.
Tell us about Vanguard's largest and fastest growing business and what solutions it provides.
Absolutely. I think many might be surprised to know that our financial advisor business at Vanguard is actually our largest and fastest growing, with over $3 trillion in assets that we support with advisors across the country. And we've been in the business for more than 20 years and invested heavily over that time to ensure really strong partnerships. So we offer advisors a range of solutions in addition to investment products, whether they be ETFs or mutual funds. And those solutions are really intended to kind of meet advisors where they are. You know, is it a financial planning topic? Do they want to help their end clients have more confidence in their end retirement? So is there a digital tool there that can help? We offer that. All the way to, we recently acquired Just Invest, which is a direct indexing platform, all the way to my team, the portfolio analytics and consulting team, where we really exist to support advisors each and every day on portfolio construction challenges that they are facing.
And what's interesting is the portfolio analytics and consulting team, you have the ability to leverage a robust set of data to help financial advisors better understand allocation trends. What trends are you seeing right now?
Yeah, absolutely, and you're right. We have hundreds to thousands of engagements over years periods. We also tap into our digital portfolio construction tools. And so we're looking at 15 to 20,000 portfolios at any point in time. So that gives us a real good sense of where are the trends happening and where are they not? Where's the talk happening and where's the action actually taking place? So it's a really good baseline to engage with advisors and try to get a sense of where they're coming at some of these challenging trends. But you're right, I mean, it's been for a variety of different reasons that I think we're all well aware. 2022 has been a challenging period for investors and allocators. And that's the seat that advisors find themselves in. And you can really look at the trends from a couple different angles. If you just look at it on the equity side, coming into the year, advisors are challenged with really high equity valuations in the US. That's really good things for the performance of their portfolios over time. But we see advisors continuing to kind of wrestle with what's happening in equity land. Where can I invest? Is it international? The confidence maybe isn't quite there yet. So we're having a lot of discussion, US versus international on the equity side, value versus growth. We have seen a resurgence, I would say, certainly in the performance of value stocks, and we've seen the flows follow and a greater allocation in advisor portfolios. Fixed income, there's a lot going on there, as we all well know. It's a challenging environment, given rising rates and rising inflation. So we're really trying to take advisors back a step and say, what is the role of fixed income in your portfolio for your end client? And although it's a challenging time, has that changed over time? Because if it hasn't, then maybe your allocation doesn't necessarily need to change. There could be some tools on the margin that we can help with, but in terms of fixed income, providing a ballast to portfolio, stability in really deep drawdowns for equity markets, we think that remains the same. So those are the conversations we're having with advisors.
What are the top concerns across advisor portfolios?
Yeah, I think building off of that last point, it's hard to not talk about inflation, especially with the most recent print this week. It continues to be on top of advisors' minds, as it has been for the last many months. So, we're talking a lot about how to confront inflation in a multi-asset class portfolio. And the angle we're having is advisors tend to be really focused on the fixed income side of their portfolio when confronting inflation, and that's fair, and we understand why it's fair. But let's take a step back, look across the portfolio and talk about how we balance inflation across the portfolio. So that can involve an inflation-protected ETF on the fixed income side. But that could also involve commodity products, which we've seen obviously a lot of increased usage there, or even value-oriented equities have proven to be a pretty strong hedge against rising inflation over time. So those are the conversations we're having on a day-to-day basis.
It's so interesting, Ryan, because the key themes that we're at least hearing on trade talks at the conference here is not all fixed income is the same, to your point, that it's not just bonds that you put your money in, but with inflation and retirement, people are living longer.
That's right.
And that's really where the concern is.
Great
So
point.
it's interesting to hear that these themes are really top of mind for issuers, managers, and advisors.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think what we try to do, 2022, as I said earlier, feels like a remarkable year in a lot of different ways, given the risks that we're all confronted with. But there's always going to be a risk in the moment in time, and the challenge for allocators and advisors fall into that bucket is to balance all the risks across the portfolio. Just because you're focused on inflation risk doesn't mean equity risk doesn't go away, right? So what we try to have is just a balanced conversation across risks. If we are helping advisors make changes, we want to make sure they understand the changes they're making holistically, and the bets that they're taking, the risks that they're taking are intended.
All right, Ryan, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.